ऋतिक रोशन का फोन उसका दोस्त छीन के फेंक देता है और वो छुट्टी में भी काम करवा रहा है. What is it, sir? It's too much of work in finance.
Finance is no different, right? So if you have to succeed, you have to work hard.
Yeah.
Hard work is the only thing that makes you succeed.
When we talk about finance, sir, please explain us. बहुत सारी फील्ड होती हैं. Corporate finance अलग होता है, risk अलग होता है, right? Credit अलग होता है, merger and acquisitions, banking अलग होता है. What are the different fields? और सबसे ज्यादा पैसा किसमें आता है पहले वो बताओ. सर क्या चीट शीट क्या है फाइनेंस सेक्टर में आगे बढ़ने की? This guy has been training corporations like Adani, Asian Paints, Vidarbha, Solar Industries. उनका स्टॉक बहुत अच्छा कर रहा था सोलर इंडस्ट्री का.
I won't say there's any golden rule. Okay, all rules we have a lot of learning to do.
Alright, hi everyone, welcome on board. Today I'm sitting with Hanish sir, who is the chairperson of Goa Institute of Management for the Banking Insurance Finance Program. Hi sir, welcome on board.
Thank you so much.
आज मैं इनसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन पूछने वाला हूँ सर. इनको ना आई बैंकर बनना है, वो ऋतिक रोशन जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा. मैंने लास्ट ईयर वीडियो किया था आपके साथ एंड एवरीबडी वॉच दिस वीडियो. भाई जिसको आई बैंकर बनना है या अपनी जर्नी फाइनेंस के अंदर शुरू करनी है, फाइनेंस इज रेलेवेंट फॉर यू और नॉट? आर यू मार्केटिंग पर्सन? मुझे लगता है लाइफ में एक बार तो हर बंदे को फाइनेंस ट्राई पक्का करना चाहिए. दिस वीडियो इज गोना बी अ गाइड बुक एंड बाइबल फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू गाइस. तो एंजॉय. आज हम डीप डाइव के अंदर जाएंगे. और जिसको ऋतिक रोशन बनना है, ये चैनल नहीं है तुम्हारे लिए, दूसरा चैनल है. बहुत काम करवाते हैं सर फाइनेंस में. व्हाट इज इट? ऋतिक रोशन का फोन उसका दोस्त छीन के फेंक देता है और वो छुट्टी में भी काम करवा रहा है. व्हाट इज इट सर? इट्स टू मच ऑफ वर्क इन फाइनेंस.
It is work in finance. I mean, finance, it is work in every domain. Finance is no different, right? So if you have to succeed, you have to work hard.
Yeah.
Hard work is the only thing that makes you succeed. Right?
He is such a humble guy. Sir has worked in Genpact, American Express, Whirlpool, Sharp Business Systems and nearly 9+ years. और सर 15 साल से पढ़ा भी रहे हैं. और सर आपके तो कुछ अलुमनी पहुंच गए होंगे टॉप लेवल पे अभी तक.
A
lot of them?
Yes.
Wow.
You feel proud? Lot of them yes, I do feel proud.
Wow.
A lot of them are at senior VP, fund managers, CXO levels.
Wow.
Right.
पहुंच गए CXO?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, couple of them are at CXO level.
Lovely. When we talk about finance, sir, please explain us. बहुत सारी फील्ड होती हैं. Corporate finance अलग होता है, risk अलग होता है, right? Credit अलग होता है, merger and acquisitions, banking अलग होता है. What are the different fields? और सबसे ज्यादा पैसा किसमें आता है पहले वो बताओ. पैसा is important.
Okay, so one of the most known field is investment banking. Right? A lot of MBA students come and they target banking, right? Because there's no doubt if you grow in investment banking, there's a lot of money in that. There's a lot of paisa jaisa bol rahe hain. There's a lot of money. But other fields also are not. It's not that they're low paying jobs relatively. Okay, so investment banking is where you help companies to raise money.
Okay.
So company को equity raise करना है. They have to go to stock market, IPOs लाने हैं, for example. Right? या debt funding raise करनी है. They need money for their projects. Right? These are the people who help them do it. Right? And many of them are big ticket projects, right? That way. So if say Zomato is coming up with say some $1,000, 1,000 crore IPO, that's a big ticket IPO you're looking at. And if you are a investment banker consulting on that IPO, obviously remunerations would be high. Wow. But of course, stakes are very high, right? So obviously you have to work hard to reach to that level. There's no doubt about it. So investment banking is one. Other side comes on, say, things like equity research, right? Or generally financial markets, right? So equity is one, fixed income is there, derivatives is there, right? So you have equity research where you say, consult your clients on what investments to make, for example. Okay, they can be large clients. They can sometimes are smaller clients also. But you consult clients or firms where can they invest money. You consult funds also where they can invest money into. Right. So equity research is one.
Even you consult the mutual funds. Ke bhai yahan par.
Yes. So there's buy side of consulting and sell side of consulting. So if you're on sell side of consulting. You're consulting you're actually selling your research to buy side firms, which are usually funds.
Awesome.
Right? So,
awesome.
So you do your equity research. There are fixed income desks in many banks, insurance companies, pension funds, and so on and so forth. their main job is to make sure that how do they make money in debt markets. So they invest into bonds, government bonds, corporate bonds, different types of securities. So that's fixed income. And then you have derivatives. Derivatives is a high volume, high risk product. Often used for hedging purposes, where you have to manage your risk, but sometimes also used for trading purposes. So both sides are there, right? So financial markets is another domain. So investment banking, financial markets. Then comes, careers in banking. So banking has multiple careers. Right? So it ranges from, say, retail banking to corporate banking. You can be a credit analyst who looking at, say, analyzing companies, where to roll out loans to companies or not. For example, deciding on where to give out loans to a company or not. Often, I won't say often, but many times we would see large projects that will come for funding to banks. Right? So there's a consortium of banks comes, which is funding, say a 3,000 crore project. Right? So it's a large infrastructure project you're funding. Huge stakes are involved, right? And of course, when you're analyzing the project, you need that skills, of course, hard work to succeed, as I said.
Right? Awesome. Sir, क्या cheat sheet क्या है finance sector में आगे बढ़ने की? This guy has been training corporations like Adani, Asian Paints, Vidarbha, Solar Industries. उनका stock बहुत अच्छा कर रहा था, Solar Industries का. I'm a stockholder. आप इतना sir, and you've been, this guy is also teaching in I am Indore and I am Raipur of the world. तो सर क्या है, CFA कर लें साथ में MBA के 1, 2, 3?
Why not? Any professional qualification, be it CFA, FRM, CA, MBA certainly is there, right? MBA gives you a holistic perspective on how businesses work, right? And where finance is there and how finance integrates with multiple domains. To get a deep dive into finance, these professional qualifications help you. So CFA is the I would say the sartaj of
the whole thing,
corporate finance.
To corporate finance.
If you want to get into reporting, accounting, taxation, CA is the sartaj. So that's also, they go a very long way in your career.
Awesome. So any student who's joined his first year of MBA, some of the video people will watch this video before they are appearing for the exams, or while doing the exams, giving through their presentations. But if they have a goal of CFA level 1 in their first year, maybe CFA level 2 in the second year, that's a, or even CFA level 3 in the second year, is it a good epitome of finance at 20 to 23 age?
CFA level 3 might be a little difficult because you need to have that gaps between level 1 and level 2. Yeah. So if you started level 1 only when you joined MBA, then it is difficult that chances are low that you'll be at 6 level 3. Level 2 tak pahunch jate hain. This is one thing I tell my students all the time when they ask for any kind of suggestions on CFA, right, or any professional qualification. You need at least, say, 4 to 5 hours of study every day for this program, CFA or FRM or CA, whatever you're doing, right? If you think you can manage along with a rigorous MBA program, because all good MBA programs, you go to any good B schools in the country, all good MBA programs are rigorous, right? Academically rigorous. So if you think you can,
I'm not going to name that, but some business schools have nearly 90% to 100% attendance as well.
Yep.
And you can guess which schools are there. Yeah, the rigor to hona hi hai. Rigor
you are SP Jain.
Sir, right? Let's not go there.
Rigor you would have gone to.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. But I think first year to tough hota hi hota hai. I personally feel MBA preparation पहली बात तो कैट वेट की हर बंदे को करना चाहिए, वो एक अलग रिगर है, राइट? और उसमें चांटे पड़ते हैं सर हर हफ्ते कि तुमने मॉक में नंबर नहीं आए, टेस्ट में नंबर नहीं आए, एक्सेट्रा. दैट्स वन, एंड दैट्स अ स्टेपिंग स्टोन टुवर्ड्स MBA, राइट? One more added thing happens in MBA, that peer pressure happening of 300 plus people, 400 plus people in a batch, or a smaller batch of 120, 60 in different colleges, different courses, तुम्हारे साथ ही बढ़ रहा है. You joined the college at the same time. कोई फाइनेंस में निकल गया, कोई मार्केटिंग में निकल गया, पर वो बंदा ग्रो हो रहा है तुम्हारे आगे. वो एक ही कॉलेज से, लाइक आई मेट द स्टूडेंट GIM वाला, he was CATKing family student, got JP Morgan. एक बंदा JP Morgan चेज में जाएगा, उसकी समर इंटर्नशिप 2.5-3 लाख रुपए की होगी, और दूसरा बंदा किसी स्टार्टअप में जाएगा, उसकी समर इंटर्नशिप 20,000 की 30,000 की भी हो सकती है, राइट? पर ये सब कुछ तुम्हारे सामने हो रहा है. That builds the pressure.
But see, the experience that they get is also very different, right? It's not that the person who's going to startup is not learning. Sometimes they learn different things and they have a very different perspective of how businesses work.
True.
Right? So, either you're a small piece in a large wheel, or you're a large piece in a small wheel. That can make a difference, right? So, the learning also. So, internships are for learning, right?
Yeah.
You can measure them through stipends, but they should be measured with learning.
True. This is a tough question which students ask me always, and I don't have an answer. I've done both the things. I was in GE, General Electric, for 5 years. Again, a small fish in the big pond, but it's a leadership program. GE's
leadership program is coveted, right?
It's coveted. I got through Google, sir. I left Google for GE's leadership program. And my learning versus startup learning, बड़ा ही tough question है, पता नहीं. मैंने पहले corporate किया, conglomerate किया, and फिर खुद का startup किया. So खुद की startup, I don't think CATKing would have been alive if I would have not worked in GE, because the processes, Lean, Six Sigma.
They make you think like a businessman, right? You no longer remain a marketing specialist or finance specialist or operations specialist, right? You become a.
Yeah.
That's what the whole philosophy of.
Right. And 2 years you're in the company, in the corporate, and you can choose which business you want to go to. Yeah. I was in GE Oil and Gas. You can go to US, then you can go to GE Energy China, and then you can go to Amsterdam. So 4 different stints, 6 महीने. So task का भी similar ही है program. It's a copy of GE. हमारी fight रहती है. एक बंदा, मैं वो इनको एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि MBA लाइफ में एक चीज सीखते हैं. एक बंदा खुद अकेला अच्छे काम कर सकता है. Like in GM also you have group works, right? 2 लोग भी ठीक से काम कर लेंगे. जब वो 2 का 3, 4, 5 होना शुरू होता है ना, तो मजा आता है. सर 5 बंदे इकट्ठे मिलके ये भी डिसाइड नहीं कर सकते गोवा आज हम आए तो कौन सी बीच पे जाना है. 2 का अलग आइडिया होगा और कैसे जाना है, बाइक पे जाना है, लड़ाई होगी. And that's all about group works and dynamic what you learn in corporate. Great sir. Coming back to finance, sir आपका रोल, गोल्डन रोल क्या है फाइनेंस का, कि ये वाला अगर तुम्हें रोल मिले स्टार्टिंग में तो जाओ. Is it corporate finance? Is it risk? Is it banking?
I won't say there's any golden rule. Okay, all roles, they have a lot of learning to do. If you succeed, if you do well meaning you put your 110% into that role. All of them have opportunities that can take you at top of their domain. So it all depends on within finance where your interest lies. Right? If I understand markets very well, right? Perhaps financial markets, equity research, debt markets would be best suited to me.
Understood.
Right? If I understand accounting very well, perhaps I can get into reporting. So that's I won't say there's any golden job per se.
नहीं, पर फाइनेंस वाले ऐसे दिखते होंगे, अरे ये तो रिपोर्टिंग वाला बंदा है, ऑडिट वाला है, राइट? लाइक ऑडिट्स आर लाइक डिस्ड अपॉन इन मेनी ऑफ द बिग फोर्स. ऑडिट कौन करेगा? टैक्सेशन ऑडिट. सीएस मेरे पास आते हैं. हाँ. सीएस आके एमबी करते क्यों हैं? हो गया सर, ऑडिट नहीं करना है.
You look at partners at big fours, right? Who are partners in audits or taxation, right? They'll tell you how much they love auditing or how much they love taxation. Yeah. That's why, because that has been their passion, right? They've worked hard to reach at that level. And becoming a partner, senior partner in big fours is no joke. Right? So, to speak to them, find out people are passionate about these roles also.
Right. Sir, I'm really having fun in this conversation. अभी सीधा बताओ, पैसा बनाना है इनको. ये 20-21 साल के बच्चे हैं, सुन रहे हैं और सोच के हैं फाइनेंस में MBA करना है, जो मैंने भी सोचा था. पहली बार सर जो कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस की क्लास चलती है, स्टिल रिमेंबर सुबह 8:15 इज द रिपोर्टिंग टाइम, 8:30 एसपीजी शुरू होता है. वो कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस की पहली क्लास सब ऊपर से जाता है सर. और इंजीनियर्स को वैसे ही कॉमर्स का सीन, मतलब कॉमर्स पढ़ी नहीं, कभी बिजनेस आता नहीं होता. देन फाइन डे यू ओपन एन एक्सेल शीट and then you learn the Excel sheet and then you learn the nitty-gritty and then you start solving. तो आधे लोगों का तो बबल बर्स्ट होता है पहली क्लास में कि फाइनेंस मेरा लिए बना ही नहीं है. क्या एडवाइस है सर? मुझे लगता है फाइनेंस का बबल अगर बर्स्ट नहीं करना तो एक्सेल शीट पढ़ लेना पहले तो.
So Excel, we recommend, so when students are about to join us, before joining also sometimes we recommend students, if they ask suggestion, we tell them that you take up a course on Excel, right? We also do say a course on Excel during a orientation program before we begin term 1. So Excel, as you said, is kind of mandatory, right? So corporate में जाएंगे तो Excel के बिना काम नहीं चलता अभी तो, right? And it is now over time what we see is that over say 7-8 years, immediately शायद नहीं होगा, but over 7-8 years it might just turn from Excel to things like Python.
Yeah.
With AI evolving now, a lot of Excel has become easy, right? So you formulas याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको, functions याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको, but things you need to have basics of Excel in place.
So my last question, slightly difficult one. You did your MBA sir around 20 years back, FMS? तो उस समय से अभी काफी चीजें चेंज हो चुकी हैं. CA सर आप CA भी हैं, तो अभी मार्केट में न्यूज़ है all the CA they're going to lose their job in the next 5 years. मार्केट में न्यूज़ है, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. They say कि finance has become FinTech, right? और CA करता क्या है? विंडो ड्रेसिंग करता है, right? आधे से ज्यादा CA इंडिया में सर्वाइव कर रहे हैं. In fact, I'll not name the institute, but one of the most premium institute. I'm not going to name that. The most. I went to course doing, and the finance professor said, हमारे इंडिया के अगर CA से उधर जाते ना, तो भारत कुछ और ही होता.
Okay, so I'll give you two-sided answer to this. Not two-sided, two responses. Okay? Yeah. One is on CAs, right? So humbly, I don't agree with what you said that CAs window dressing करते हैं. There might be some fishes who are not good, right? But there's a lot of good work. CA profession is, we have a lot of emphasis on ethics in CA, right? So to large extent, I won't
you would disagree.
I would disagree humbly, right? Second, yes. So for last a decade or so, finance has changed shape like anything, right? So integration of finance and technology is happening at a very, very fast pace, right? And over time we see that things are going to change significantly also, further, right? So see, today it's simple. Today you have to buy a TV, right? You go to a store, you choose the product, right? Apply for loan in the store, right? Pay EMIs monthly basis without going to a bank, right? So
true.
There's no intervention anywhere, right? It's very seamless, and this is going to become more and more prominent, as you see. So technology is changing a lot in finance, right? And that's where all finance professionals, be it CAs, MBAs, everyone has to build their skills on. So it is not only core finance or foundational subjects. They have to also build skills on data analytics. They have to also build skills on technology, right? So unless you study, say, the machine learning, for example, or AI, for example, related to finance, right? Over time, you're going to, of course, you're going to lose out. That's going to happen.
Awesome. And sir, CA plus MBA is a deadly combination?
It's a deadly combination.
Yeah. You have CAs in class?
We do have CAs in class. We do get CAs in
CAs. I am also in SPG and also in a lot of CAs and GIM also great. And sir, वही पढ़ाते हैं हम लोगों को, engineers को finance का first year का. Of course, teachers do a fantastic job, but when you come back home with the CA, I still remember मेरी class के अंदर 2 CA थे and they were the one भाई पढ़ाते. And then, sir, one more question which I have. There are two kind of inputs going into the MBA stream, like the two kind of students. One are engineers, one are non-engineers, right? Technology is taking change every day, right? By and large, engineers understand technology pretty well. If they are coders, they can code also very well, right?
Yes.
R, Python, etc., which are the languages of the art, which a finance professor is also ought to know nowadays.
Yes.
Right? Yes. If he knows it, it's all is good. Engineers take a shortcut towards success because finance is no longer finance, FinTech, right? Sir, आप तो CA पहले वाला भी CA और अब आपको पता है कि the way the धंधा is being accounted is different, right? The gap rules and everything remains same, but now we got razor pay. मतलब मेरा CA तो chill मार रहा है, मतलब किस चीज की पैसे दे रहे थे वो यार? जब GST आपका फाइल होता है, मतलब तू क्या कर रहा है उसमें भाई? तो क्लिक करना है तेरे को बस, अपने आप सर वो कैलकुलेशन करनी पड़ती है, तो वो भी रिफंड भी अभी सब कुछ ऑटोमेट हो चुका है, राइट? अब तू एक्सेल शीट तो खोल ही नहीं रहा है, किस चीज के? नेवरदलेस, सो माय क्वेश्चन इज दैट क्या इंजीनियर प्लस अ फाइनेंस MBA would be better combination, or a commerce guy who knows his foundations pretty well and he learns and he does an MBA.
So I won't tag them with engineers and commerce graduates or humanities or arts, etc. Right? I'll tag them with, whether you have curiosity towards finance, whether you love numbers, working on numbers, right? And whether you have, say, a learning agility meaning whether you want to learn. If these three things are there, right? Whether you're an engineering graduate or a commerce graduate, it won't matter. Right? Numbers, if you fear numbers, don't enter finance. Then finance is not for you. Right? So that's and of course, see, this generation has a much larger bent of mind towards technology. जितना ही समझते हैं हम लोग अब नहीं समझ पाते हैं उतना. We are older generation now, way older, right? So adoption of technology is not difficult for them. Right, whether they come from a non-engineering background, adoption of technology is not very difficult, right? So they have to put efforts to learn that, right? So is engineers. Engineers have to put effort to learn finance. So it is skills that define whether you will suit in a profession or not. Not your not only the background that
awesome
defines.
Awesome. And people who are listening to me on this podcast, this is very insightful, but I have a regret of my life. When I was doing my MBA, I did systems, information management.
Okay.
We had two courses, then they combined together, systems and information management. 2-year full-time MBA. पर finance में इतना interest चमक नहीं रहा था, right? And then somebody told me, आप जिसमें MBA कर रहे हो, उसी पे ध्यान दो, क्या करना है finance? Bloody 5 years down the line, if you're in a company like GE or Google, I was in GE, सर आप पूरा P&L संभालोगे. अब P&L संभालना ही फाइनेंस, वो तुमने पढ़ा नहीं. सर मैं तो इन्फॉर्मेशन, यू कैन नॉट गो टू द बॉस एंड से सर मैं P&L नहीं देख सकता बिकॉज मेरे को फाइनेंस आता नहीं है, कॉलेज में पढ़ा नहीं था. और इवन यू बिकम अ CEO, देन भाई CFO भी तो ही है, CTO भी तो ही है, CHR भी तो ही है.
Yep.
तो फाइनेंस कैन नॉट बी डिस्ड फॉर श्योर, एल्स यू आर बी ruining your entire corporate culture career for sure. Sir, any advice to all our young kids who are listening to all these 20-21-year-old? They also become CXOs. They also want to go to IIMs, SPJIMR and GIM and become one of those alumni which you're talking about who are at CXOs, yep. CXOs -1. इनको finance में अपना career excel करना है. Any parting thought?
See, world speak the language of money. Okay, if you excel in it, you lead. Okay, so that's what finance is all about. It teaches you, or in finance you learn how to manage, how to create value, how to manage that value, and how to measure that value.
Superb. That's so amazing. That's amazing. पर हो जाएगा ना, तो कुछ तो भला हो जाएगा, पढ़ते जाएंगे, करते जाएंगे, बढ़ते जाएंगे.
भला होगा मतलब भला ही होगा. I didn't get a question.
हाँ मतलब भला तो होगा ना, मतलब आपकी बातें सुन रहे हैं, overall things will fall in place because there are stressful times.
I understand, yes.
But sir वो ठीक है, overall सर भला तो होगा, कुछ आपकी बातें सुनेंगे, कुछ तो इनका would they excel in their careers?
They will, of course. Yeah. Right? As I said, hard work. There's no second route than hard work.
Super. मेरी बात नहीं सुननी है तो सर की बात सुन लो. FMS MBA and CA himself, who is teaching right now in GIM as the chairperson of finance. ये तुम्हारे ड्रीम जॉब्स जो होती हैं वो MBA के अंदर सर उनको पढ़ा के आगे बच्चों को एक्सेल करा रहे हैं. Thank you so much sir. It's such an humble experience sir meeting you. Thank you. Boys and girls, do it a like button, click करिए और इस वीडियो को शेयर कर दो अपने उन सारे दोस्तों के साथ जो लोग इंटरेस्टेड हैं फाइनेंस के अंदर, और मुझे कमेंट करके बताइए what kind of roles are you looking at in finance, corporate finance जाना है, आई बैंकिंग जाना है, कुछ भी तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन है वो मुझे रिप्लाई करिए एंड मैं आपको कमेंट सेक्शन के अंदर एंगेज करूंगा. थैंक यू सो मच, टेक केयर, बाय बाय. लाइक पक्का करना. बाय बाय गाइस.